and welcome back to the JT Take. I'm Terah Barrio.
And I'm Jessica Mendoza. Over the weekend, track and field had a ton of action, and so did the swim and dive team. So let's dive right into it.
The Colorado State women's swimming and diving team headed down to Colorado Springs this past weekend, where they attended the Air Force Invitational and wrapped up their final regular season meet, placing 7th overall. On day one, sophomore Skylar Williams placed 10th in the women's 3-meter dive prelim, scoring a 253.25 score. The sophomore placed 7th out of 33 divers in her second dive, a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck, which was her highest scored dive in the prelims. Williams was the only Colorado State diver to advance to the finals. Williams placed 12th in the 3-meter championship with a combined score of 492.6. Her final dive was a forward 2.5 somersault pike, where she scored her highest dive of the day, scoring a 46.8. On day two, Williams placed 14th in the platform dive with a total of 188.65. And unfortunately for the Williams, she missed qualifying for the finals by only 6 points. With upside for the Rams, Rachel Holland placed 4th in the 4th round in the platform dive with a score of 44.55. The Rams will have a 3-week break before heading to Minneapolis for the Mountain West Championship held at Gene K. Freeman Aquatic Center from February 20th through the 23rd.
The Colorado State track and field team has wrapped up one of the biggest meets of the season as they travel down to Boulder for the Colorado Invitational. The Rams really outperformed in the weight throw, where Kelsey Bedard came in first for the women for the 4th time this indoor season. Also, the freshman and Colorado native Adam Dawson set a personal best to come in first for the men as well. Head coach Brian Bedard said this was a huge step for Dawson and proceeded to say, "He's looked really good in training, so it's just been a matter of him trying to duplicate that when they call his name up for competition. He was able to do that today." Coach Bedard also mentioned he thinks there is much more to come from Dawson this season and beyond. CSU also came out on top for other events such as women's long jump, where Amelia Harvey topped all other contenders. Michael Mooney, who won the men's mile with a time of about 4 minutes and 11 seconds, Maria Muzio, who held the longest mark for women's shot put, and certainly Maribeth Saint, who ran a 7.21 in the women's 60 meters. Saint's time of 7.21 has only been beaten by 12 collegiate sprinters worldwide this season, including her very own personal best at 7.18 from the weekend before.
In honor of softball season beginning this weekend, I got the opportunity to interview Coach Jen Fisher on her time before becoming head coach for the CSU Rams. Before landing her first coaching position in 1999, head coach Jen Fisher grew up right here in Fort Collins, where she attended Rocky Mountain, with a passion for softball learned from her parents.
So I grew up in Fort Collins. I went to Rocky Mountain High School, and I played a lot of club ball in Fort Collins for the Buckaroos, really kind of an old organization. And I think I was in 6th grade when they first started, and so it was a great opportunity for me to play a game that I loved. And my mom was my coach for a while, and then I went on and played in college.
After graduating college here at CSU with a degree in math, Coach Fisher decided to continue on her softball career at Ontario College as their head coach.
And that's down in southeast Colorado in La Junta, and I was there for 9 years and had a great experience there. Division II in Denver, and at Metro State we made it all the way to the Final Four of the World Series.
Fisher was awarded Division II Head Coach of the Year just after only 3 years of coaching. Shortly after that, Coach Fisher accepted her dream job as the head coach for the Colorado State Rams. Not long after that, was awarded Mountain West Head Coach of the Year in 2012.
I was lucky enough for Colorado State, which was my alma mater, to offer me a position here. So I've been here, this is my 9th year, and we're just really enjoying coaching and enjoying the staff that we have, and a really great team. Just, talented, but great kids on and off the field.
Even 9 years later, being head coach for the Rams is even more of a dream for Coach Fisher.
I think it's even more. I mean, I work around so many people that are so good at what they do. I mean, it's a real joy to work with administrators and support staff. We have so much support here. I feel like, from trainers and strength coaches and academic personnel, and we get to know people across campus that are just incredible at what they do, and the professors and everybody. So it's really a dream come true for me.
The Rams will travel to San Marcos, Texas, where they will play in the Bobcats Classic. First game will start at 10 a.m. on Friday against Abilene Classic.
And finally, it's time for the Take Your Pick segment. We asked you guys what you wanted to hear us talk about on today's show, and we got so many submissions, so thank you guys so much for participating. We have here all of the ideas in this hat, so Terah, do the honors and pick what we're going to talk about today. No pressure.
All right, so this one's from Landon Schmidt. Should college athletes get paid? Jessica, what do you think?
So this is a very controversial topic. It's really hard for me to take a side for this as well. I think one of the biggest things that we need to talk about when we're talking about this is definitely Title IX, because when you talk about college athletes getting paid, you're really only talking about football and men's basketball, because those are the biggest, those are the ones that come up with the most revenue. And so really we would only be able to pay certain athletes, and that brings into question what kind of lawsuits we're going to see if that were to change. And so I think it would just, there's a lot of questions if we were to change this and actually pay athletes salaries. I think it would be a lot of work for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, from personal experience, I played my freshman year at Bellevue College. I played softball, and we got what was called per diem, so we'd get money every time we would travel with the team. So like for food, and we would have a place to stay. So in a way, you're kind of, as athletes, being paid, especially for, I'll say, use our football team for example. Most of them are on a full ride, and they are getting their school paid for, they're getting their living paid for, and they're getting their food pretty much paid for. So really all that they're paying for personally is things they do outside of college and outside of eating and whatnot. So, I mean, I think that it kind of goes hand in hand, and I think you make a very good point with the Title IX, because for softball, I mean, it just didn't bring enough revenue in, so it's kind of hard to say that we would get as much money as like a football player would. Yeah,
and to be fair, that it is the way it is. Those sports make the most money. They have the most viewers. But I think it's also fair to bring up, that are these players being exploited by not making any money off of these sports, and the people around them are making all this money? So I think it's definitely a very controversial topic for sure.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight, but don't go anywhere. We have Justin Rios up next with entertainment.